Hi everybody, we're back with another really quick Chinese diesel heater video for you. And today we're going to show you how to use this 3-button controller, all the functions in under 7 minutes. Let's go. Okay, so the first thing I will mention about these controllers is they have a function that most other controllers don't have, which is a good one, is that after 5 minutes, if you don't press any of these buttons here, it will go into sleep mode, which means most of these lights will go off and you just get a very dim SLP across the screen. It will look like this. So if that happens, don't worry, there's nothing wrong with your heater or your controller. All you have to do is press a button and the screen will start back up again. Right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is prime your heater. This will get your fuel all the way from the tank to your heater. If you've used the heater before, you might have to unplug the controller and plug it back in again to get it to go into priming mode. But you just have to press these 2 buttons and hold them for 2 seconds until you get a 20-second come up on the screen. There we go. So this is a countdown timer. You can set it to whatever you want, really high or really low. It all depends on how far your heater is away from your fuel tank. Ours is really close, so we set it to 20, and then we're going to press go. That's going to count down from 20 to 0. And when it gets to 0, it will stop. But if you want to stop it before it gets to 0, because you can see the fuel going into the bottom of your heater and you don't want to flood it, we have to just press this button here and that'll stop it. And then we just long press this button to take us back to the main screen. There we go, back to the main screen. Top tip, don't actually prime your heater with the fuel line already attached to it, because you might flood it. So set your heater up as you normally would, and then just take the fuel line off, put it in a clean bottle or something, and then prime your heater until all the air's out, the fuel's coming out into the bottle, and then press stop, and then reattach the fuel line, press go, and the heater will start, no problems, no flooding, no smoking, everything will be good. Right, so next thing you're going to want to do is switch between power modes. So to do that, we just press these 2 buttons and hold these. There we go. So this is in thermostatic mode. So in this mode, your heater will always work at full temperature to reach the temperature it's set at, and then it will work at low temperature to maintain it. So you can set this all the way up to 45 degrees. Oh yeah, on this controller, the left arrow is the up and the right arrow is the down. So all the way up to 45 degrees. There we go. Or all the way down to 10 degrees. There we go, and then to switch modes again, we just press these 2 buttons and hold them. And that's in power mode. So this is more like a constant power mode. Whatever you set it to, it will always give you the same amount of power. So you can set it all the way down to 1, or all the way up to 10. There we go. Next, we're going to pair the remote. So all you have to do for that is long press this button and hold it until you get HFA, and then you just press the off button on your remote. Oh, this one's already paired, so there we go. There we go, so that's how you pair the remote. You just press the off button on the remote once you get to HFA. Settings menu, this is where everything is on this heater. So you press and hold this until you get the 4 dashes on the screen. And then you're going to have to enter the pin code, which is 1234. So 1, okay, 2, okay, 3, okay, 4, okay. So this brings you to the clock. So it's a 24-hour clock, so it's really easy to set. You just find whichever hour you want to set it to. Let's say it's 9:15, so 9, 15, and then we press OK. This will bring you to the first timer. So the countdown timers, you can tell that by pressing down. So if you press down, it went to like 24 hours, it would be a normal normal clock, but if you press down it goes to 99, you know it's a countdown timer. So let's say we want it to come on in 5 minutes. So we press OK and then we find 5 minutes. Wrong button again. And then we press OK. And this brings you to the second timer. So the second timer is how long you want it to stay on for. So it's going to come on in 5 minutes. Let's say we want it to go off, stay on, come on in 5 minutes, go off in 15 minutes. So we just press OK and then we go all the way up to 15 again. Wrong button again. And then we press OK, and then that's both the timers set. So this is in the settings menu. You can switch between power and temp mode again. So temp, power, temp, power. But to get off that, you press OK. This brings you to the, you can set it to 12 volt or 24 volt. If you watch, I'll set it to 24 volt and I'll get an error code. There we go. So if you get an error code E1, you can't work out why, your controller might be set to 24 volt, but we want it in 12 volt. Then we press OK. This is, because it's a 2 kilowatt heater, a Vevor 2 kilowatt heater, we want it set to 2.0, but if it was on a 5 kilowatt heater, you'd want it set to 5.0. But again, we're on a 2.0, so 2.0, press OK. This is your pump size, so 20 milliliter, 16 milliliter, or 28 milliliter. The one we were supplied was a 22 milliliter, so 22 milliliter, and then back to the main screen. Sorry about the change of scenery, but just as I was editing, I realised I missed something out. So if you want to check your current settings or parameters on the heater, all you have to do is press this middle button. It will take you through everything and show you everything you need to know. So this one's the clock. That's the ambient temperature of the room you're trying to heat. That's the target temperature of the room you're trying to heat. That's the voltage of your battery. That's your altitude, so 372 meters above sea level, and then takes you back to the clock. Right, I think that's about it. I hope you all found it helpful. If you did, please click subscribe, click like, maybe leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time.
Now then, if you'd like to be in with a chance of winning the heater featured in this video, head on over to our Patreon page, where for a measly £3 a month you can be entered into a prize draw and potentially win high value items like this Vevor all-in-one heater or other such like. We won't be giving away these big items every month, but there will always be something going, and other great perks are in the works, so why not hop on board? We are Van Life UK, a complete survivor's guide. Please subscribe.